There is a dangerous word the world has taught you to fear: obsession. They whisper it like a warning, like something unstable, like something that ruins balance and destroys peace. But they never tell you the truth. Every empire you admire, every breakthrough you celebrate, every fortune you respect was built by someone who refused to think about anything else. Before light filled the darkness, one man saw it thousands of times in his mind. Before automobiles reshaped society, one man imagined machines for the masses. Before a simple cartoon character built a global kingdom of imagination, one dreamer refused to let rejection define him. Obsession is not madness. It is concentrated vision. It is desire so intense that it refuses to negotiate with current reality. The difference between a wish and a destiny is obsession. Most people hope. Few people burn. And the ones who burn change the world. The tragedy of our time is not lack of opportunity, but diluted focus. We live in an age where attention is fractured into pieces: notifications, opinions, comparisons, endless noise. The mind is pulled in 1,000 directions, and then we wonder why our lives move in none. Energy scattered produces nothing. Energy concentrated produces power. The sun warms the earth from millions of miles away. But concentrate that same light through a lens and it ignites fire. Obsession is the magnifying glass of the human spirit. When Thomas Edison failed thousands of times perfecting the light bulb, critics called it stubbornness. When Henry Ford insisted on manufacturing cars for ordinary people, experts called it foolishness. When Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination, they dismissed his dreams. History later called it greatness. Greatness always looks irrational. In the beginning. Because obsession begins where approval ends. Most people never reach extraordinary success, not because they lack intelligence or talent, but because they never allow their desire to intensify into obsession. They flirt with their dreams. They casually pursue what demands devotion. You cannot casually create something extraordinary. You must become possessed by your vision. There is a moment in every life when a calling appears, a business idea that refuses to disappear, a purpose that interrupts sleep, a goal that feels unreasonable yet alive. In that moment you stand at a crossroads. One path offers comfort and safety. The other demands obsession and growth. The world will guide you toward comfort. It rewards moderation and balance. But balance has never built empires. Intensity has. Relentless thought has. Sustained vision has. Napoleon Hill taught that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But conception and belief are not casual acts. They require sustained mental occupation. You cannot think about a goal once a week and expect transformation. You must think about it until your brain reorganizes around it, until your habits align with it, until your conversations reflect it, until your identity transforms into it. Obsession is belief intensified. It is not about frantic hustle. It is about identity. You do not achieve what you want. You achieve what you become. And what you become is determined by what dominates your mind. Right now something dominates your mind: fear, doubt, comparison, or vision. One of them is shaping your future silently. The mind never sits idle. It is always building something. If you do not choose your obsession, the world will choose distraction for you. Look at Abraham Lincoln. Before leading a divided nation, he endured repeated failure and heartbreak. But defeat did not dominate his thoughts. Unity did. Freedom did. His obsession was not status but purpose. Purpose-fueled obsession is unstoppable, because it is rooted in something larger than ego. When obsession is driven by ego, you burn out. When it is driven by purpose, you endure. There is a difference between chasing applause and building impact, between craving money and creating value. Obsession is disciplined fixation, a quiet internal commitment that says, "I will think about this," until it becomes inevitable. Reality bends to dominant thought. Every skyscraper was once a thought repeated until it became blueprint and steel. Every revolution began as an idea that refused to leave someone's mind. You do not need more time. You need deeper focus. You do not need more motivation. You need a burning reason. When you wake up, what thought greets you first? That thought is a seed. Plant fear consistently and you harvest limitation. Plant vision relentlessly and you cultivate destiny. Obsession begins before the world speaks, before noise invades. Win the first thought of the day and you control the direction of your life. Lose it and you spend hours fighting distraction. The power of obsession trains the mind to default toward your goal instead of away from it. When that shift happens, discipline no longer feels like punishment. It feels like alignment. There is no debate about whether you improve. You do it because not improving feels unnatural. That is when thinking becomes reality. Obsession will isolate you before it elevates you. It will test you before it rewards you. It demands sacrifice before it delivers significance. But everything meaningful in human history has required the same intensity. Deep inside you there is something restless, something that resists settling for average, something that whispers that you are capable of more. That whisper is the beginning of obsession. If you silence it, you return to comfort. If you nurture it, you ignite transformation. Obsession is not chaos. It is focused belief repeated until the subconscious accepts it as truth. Once the subconscious accepts it, behavior aligns automatically. Action becomes natural. Progress becomes inevitable. The power of obsession is the power to think until it becomes real. To hold a vision so firmly that reality has no choice but to reorganize around it. It is the courage to care more deeply than others think is reasonable. It is the refusal to dilute your dream to make others comfortable. When you allow a single purpose to dominate your thoughts, you activate a force that few ever experience. You stop reacting to life and start shaping it. You stop negotiating with doubt and start commanding your future. The world does not belong to the casually interested. It belongs to the deeply committed. It belongs to those who think, believe, imagine, and persist long enough for thought to solidify into fact inside you is the same. Power that built industries, freed nations, and transformed imagination into empires. It begins with a decision to stop treating your dream like a hobby and start treating it like a calling. Think about it until it fills your quiet moments. See it until it feels familiar. Believe it until doubt sounds foreign. Act on it until progress becomes proof. Obsession is not your enemy. It is your edge. It is the fire that separates ordinary from extraordinary. And if you dare to focus, dare to believe, and dare to persist beyond comfort, you will discover that the line between thought and reality was never fixed. It was waiting for someone obsessed enough to erase it.